Hey, what's up guys? It's your host Takahashi Cosplay and you're watching Nerdosity. Yo, what's up Nerdosity? I'm your host Takahashi Cosplay coming at you. And we have another episode 6 of the top lists of Nerdosity. This Friday I'm coming at you with the top 10 hardcore anime ships. We've already done top 10 hardcore cartoon ships. And we did top 5 hardcore video game ships. So we out here with anime ships. Ba-bum, ba-bum. So you know, when you're watching anime and stuff like that, and then you see two characters that you violently pair together in your mind, even though it was painfully difficult, I narrowed it down to 10. Before we get into it, you all know the drill. We gotta look at the rules, so let's do that right now. Let's start off this thing strong with number 10, which is Chiyuki and Decim from Death Parade. Now, Death Parade was an amazing anime. If you have not watched it, you need to. I think it was about 12 episodes, so it's super easy to finish, super easy to get into, super easy to binge in one whole night, which I did, I'm sorry. It's an anime where when you die, you go to a cross space, which is a bar, where you get judged to either go into the void or to be reincarnated. And who judges you is none other than Decim. And he, as a arbiter, judges you by putting you through a game with one other person. The person who wins this game is not the person who gets reincarnated. It is the person with the best heart. If neither of them have good hearts, both of them go to the void. So it was an amazing show of thought and pain and just heartbreak, but it was also where I saw sparks fly. Between the long-haired woman, who we later realized is named Chiyuki, and Decim, the main arbiter that we see in this show. They both had this amazing story where Chiyuki was a human who was supposed to be judged by Decim, but she knew that she was dead, which you usually don't know in Death Parade. So when Decim did not know how to judge her, so he decided to just watch her and have her help him with the judging. Her memories were wiped of being a human before this, so she got to help Decim become more human throughout this show. And later, when she realizes that she is human and she has to be judged by Decim either way, she chooses the right thing and she gets reincarnated. But in her time with staying with Decim, I could see that he had feelings for her, and I believe that she had feelings for him as well. It was very sweet, especially the ice skating scene. I wanted them to get together so badly, but the reason why they are at number 10 is because they seemed to move on in a very nice way, where Chiyuki got reincarnated and Decim got a little bit more human, the way that he wanted to be in the first place. Even though they would have been perfect for each other, I think the ending was in fact alright for my tastes. Now we go to number 9, which is Chiyo and Kaidou from The Disastrous Life of Sakie K. The Disastrous Life of Sakie K is the funniest anime that I've seen in a long time, especially one that was put onto Netflix for my enjoyment. I thought it was gonna be a little stupid when I first saw it, and I just put it behind me while I was working on cosplay, but I ended up enjoying it so much and binging it like crazy. My favorite character in the show is Shun Kaidou, because he's such a sweet boy with a great heart, but he is cowardly as heck. And he's a chuny biu. I don't know how to say that, but he is such a sweet guy. And this one girl from the show that you don't get to see a lot in the first season, but she's cool too. Absolutely adored Sakie at first, like she was obsessive. But then, due to some things done by Sakie, she fell for this other guy, and then this other guy turned out to be a big loser. So she was upset and trying to get with Sakie again, which he was not having it. But on this school trip, Kaidou protected her from these guys who were trying to get all up in her business, and she fell for him then because even though those guys were much bigger than he was, he still stood up for her. But I thought it would be so cute because he has such a good heart and she deserves somebody who will give her the best, which I believe wholeheartedly Kaidou would do.
You guys were really
Cut it out, jerks! We're a group of students on a school trip, and if you don't stop putting the moves on my friend, I'll have no choice but to tell a teacher.
Wow, I'm shaking in my boat shoes. No one was talking to you, girl. Yeah, we're not interested in talking to an ugly chick like you. Bet you don't even care about her. You're just jealous she gets hit on.
Take that back! Apologize to Chiyo!
The hell was that for?
Say you're sorry or I'll keep punching!
Now we go on to number 8, which is Takahashi and Sakie from Interviews with Monster Girls. Interviews with Monster Girls is such a cute little slice of life anime about a very small percentage of monster girls within this school of humans who have captured the eye of a certain teacher who wants to know more about monsters, which is Takahashi. And one of the monsters is a succubus named Sakie. And the thing is with succubuses is that they have an aphrodisiac effect, which causes any man whatsoever to fall in love with them if they are not careful, and will go head over heels and do crazy stuff for them because of this effect. Now Sakie, not wanting to exploit this, decides to do everything in her power to make herself as unattractive as possible, which is super hard for a very attractive girl as herself with an aphrodisiac effect. But Takahashi, being such a sweet guy that he is, when he asks her questions and tries to see more about the aphrodisiac effect, when she shows him, he does everything in his power to not be affected or to not show that he's affected even though he is. And because of this, Sakie thinks that he is the only being that could be unaffected by her aphrodisiac effect, and she falls in love with him because she thinks that she can actually find love with him instead of just having love because of the aphrodisiac effect, which is a fake love. I think that Takahashi would be so good for Sakie, especially since he is able to control himself so well even with a succubus having an aphrodisiac effect. I think that they would be absolutely perfect together.
サキュバスのサイン。
え？
じゃあちょっと失礼して。
ちょっと何を？
あ、少し薄着になるだけなんで大丈夫です。
ああ、そうですか。そうですか？
はい、じゃじゃーん。どうですかね？死にたい。
すごく素敵だと思います。
ありがとうございます。
色気が可視化されて見えるようだ。学生の頃の性欲が戻った気さえする。
Now we go on to number 7, which is Mustang and Hawkeye from the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now let me reiterate, it is the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, not just the Full Metal Alchemist, because the Full Metal Alchemist by itself went off of the manga. The Brotherhood one stuck to it completely. Now the anime was great, I loved it. Full Metal Alchemist is about two kids who try to bring their mother back from the dead using alchemy, which failed completely, and the elder brother gets his arm and leg taken away for an equivalent exchange, and the younger brother gets his whole body taken away. Ed, the older brother, was able to bring his younger brother Alphonse back into a metal armor using alchemy, and now they are trying to figure out a way to bring Alphonse back, his body, and Ed getting back his arm and his leg. It is such a beautiful anime, and I totally recommend it because it is well worth watching. But within this anime, we have two characters, Roy Mustang and Riza Hawkeye, who are military officers who are good guys within this military, even though it is led by one of the bad guys, or a lot of the bad guys, technically. But we get to see their interactions and character arcs throughout this whole entire thing, where Riza is pretty much Roy's bodyguard and friend. And towards the end, it seems that they have become very, very fond of each other, and there are so many scenes in this show where you can just see the sexual tension between them. Like, they adore each other. But I think the fact that they are co-workers and military officers is the fact that they never sealed the deal. I think that's the reason why they never got together, is because of that. Nevertheless, they should get together because they would have been perfect.
I'll dispose of him.
But I did it! I finally ran him down!
I know that! But still, you're about to do something reckless. This will not help, not your country or your friends. This is pure hatred, and I will not let it take you. You're better. I know you're better than that.
Now we go to number 6, which is Retsuko and Haida from Retsuko. Retsuko is a hilarious anime on Netflix about a red panda who hates her job because of her boss, a sexist pig, literally, and she lets out all her anger and all her rage with metal music in a karaoke bar. So she turns from this very cute red panda into this raging machine. It's just like, rah, all the time. And it's great. But one of her co-workers is a hyena named Haida that has such a huge crush on her. Like, it is absolutely insane. And in Retsuko, Haida does confess right at the end, but we don't get an answer, which is just like, give us an answer, what the heck? But I think that they would be so cute together and they'd be so worth it because, I mean, Haida likes music and he wears leather when he's out by himself and stuff, and Retsuko never knew him out by himself and stuff like that. And I think they'd be so sweet together and so cute because their interactions are so, like, anime romance love tropish. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they just need to get together because it would be so amazing and so cute. And honestly, think about the kids that they would make.
とかあるよな。
まあね。
3回連続で飲み会断られるとさすがに心折れるわ。
その度にハイダの焼け酒に付き合わされるこっちの身にもなってよね。
なんなんだよ、レツコの用事って。まさか男とかじゃねえだろうな。
Now we get to number 5, which is Soma Yukihiro and Megami Tadakoro from Food Wars. Food Wars is an amazing anime about this kid named Soma Yukihiro who wants to become a chef and take over his dad's restaurant, but his dad thinks that he's not ready yet, so he sends him to the top culinary school in Japan named Totsuki to learn the chef trade, and it follows him and his friends in a dormitory named Polaris. But in this anime, we have Megami, who is a small town girl who comes to better herself, and she's just so cute and adorable, and it's great, and Soma, who has a chip on his shoulder because of his dad, and he's great too. But the anime so pushes forward Eren Nakari with Soma Yukihiro, but I just don't, I mean, I can see how they mesh and stuff like that. I can see how they would work and blah blah blah, but I don't think that they would be as cute as Megami and Soma, because Soma helps her overcome her fears of cooking in front of people. He helps her come into herself, and she helps him like start to get rid of that chip on his shoulder so he can, you know, get over himself completely and things like that. But I think they'd be so good for each other and so perfect with Megami's level-headedness, meshes with his crazy and off-the-box thinking and competitiveness too. I think that they could make a beautiful harmony together with food, and they deserve to get together. They do. It's just so incredibly cute. You can't deny it.
おい、田所、合唱してみろ。合唱。昔実家で習った緊張をほぐす裏技だ。一人じゃできねえのが難点だけどな。
けど、震えが止まった。
相手が何を作るかとか、そういうことは一旦忘れろ。
でも、私なんかの料理じゃ。
寮の畑で食ったお前のおにぎり、本当にうまかった。余計なことは考えんな。田所らしい料理を作りゃいいんだ。それでいいんだ。
私らしい料理。
Now we get to number 4, which is Aoki and Yuki from Kokoro Connect. Now, Kokoro Connect is such an awesome anime where a group of kids, 5 kids in high school, have their souls switched between the 5 of them at random times. So it's like body swapping, like Freaky Friday sort of thing. And they're trying to figure out how to stop it. And there are several other phenomenons within this anime. And they get to know more about each other, come into themselves, and realize so much. Like, it is such a deep anime once you get past the first 5 episodes. But I think my favorite ship within the anime is Yuki and Aoki because of how cute they are together and how much they have changed throughout the whole entire thing. At first, Aoki is this guy where he's chauvinistic and he wants Yuki so bad, and he like asks her out on a daily, and it gets rejected from Yuki so many times because he's apparently in love with her. But Yuki has a fear of men because of some guy who almost raped her, I think in middle school. Even though she was taking martial arts and thought that she could defend herself, she still realized that men were much stronger than women, or at least to her thinking. So she was afraid of him. Even though she knew who he was and stuff like that, she was still afraid of him. But throughout the anime, Aoki gets to help Yuki over her fear of men, and Yuki gets to come into herself and realize that she does start to like Aoki and want to give him a chance. But even though this does happen, it's at the end where they're like, we'll give each other a chance, but they never actually get together. And there were some sweet moments that you could tell that they wanted to take that step, but they just couldn't because of personal issues and stuff that was going on, like with Yuki's still fear of men even though it was waning, and Aoki mistaking her for someone else that he liked when he was younger, which Yuki thought that was the only reason why he liked her, which ended up not being true. I think that their character arc and their growth as human beings was such a heartwarming thing to watch, and something that I would love to have seen cultivated if the anime had continued past what it did.
はい。俺、ナナのこと大好きだった。それで今はもっと好きな人ができたんだ。
吉文くん、今何歳？
10歳だけど。
そっか。今は無理かもしれないけど、私、いつか必ず君に桐山優衣だって分かってもらえるようになるからね。誰からも間違われたりしない、この世でたった一人の人間に。
桐山さんは桐山さんでしょ？
Next, we go to number 3, which is Izuku, Midoriya, and Ochako Uraraka from My Hero Academia. Now, My Hero Academia is, well, I'm sure you all know it if you're watching this. Honestly, it's such a popular anime right now. So throughout this whole entire thing and their hero course and training to become heroes, we meet Ochako Uraraka. Her quirk is zero gravity, where she can manipulate the gravity of anything that she touches, and Deku, who inherits the power one for all from All Might. But their interactions are so incredibly cute, and we can see that the anime and manga are pushing for their romance because Uraraka realizes at some point that she does in fact like Deku, and Deku is beside himself whenever Uraraka talks to him and stuff like that, and I think that their interactions are so incredibly cute. But I also think the fact that they never got together yet is because they're training to become heroes, and with all of the issues at hand and crises at hand, crises? I think it's crises. Yes, I am a communications major. But with all of that at hand, they don't really have time to do anything about it yet.
最近村に心がざわつくんが多くてね。恋だ！こういう時テクくんなら。
ね
ちょっと待って今。
緑谷いずくならって考えたろ？君彼のこと好きなの？
Now we get to number 2, which is Satoru and Kaio from the anime Erased. Now, Erased is such a good anime. It's really insane. It's about a young adult man named Satoru Fujinuma who has a gift to go back about a couple of minutes in time whenever something really bad happens and he's able to save it. So the first thing that we see of his special gift is him saving a little kid from being run over by a truck, but him getting into an accident because of this. His mom comes home and ends up getting killed by a serial killer in his past, and he has to go all the way back in time to when he was in middle school to save kids within his town because of said serial killer to stop his mother from being killed. And it is a very intense anime. The thing that infuriated me the most was the fact that Satoru and Kaio never got together. The anime pushed their romance so much that you thought for a fact that they were going to get together, but because of something that happened, Satoru and Kaio never got together, and I thought it was so incredibly frustrating and so incredibly that is not fair at all. all that I was so infuriated because I was like, they should have gotten together. They should have got together. They would have been so adorable and so cute. And Satoru was trying to help her so much throughout the whole entire thing. They fell in love. They did. They should have got together, but they didn't. It sucked.
藤沼、おはよう。
おはよう、ひなつき。
よかった。月曜日だけど遅刻しなかった。顔、綺麗だな。声に出てた。
The moment you have all been waiting for. Number 1, which is Jimmy and Rachel from Case Closed. Case Closed is my all-time favorite anime/manga series. I'm actually only reading the manga right now, but this series is a crazy long series about a teenage detective named Jimmy Kudo, or Shinichi Kudo for the Japanese version, who gets himself involved with the black organization and gets himself turned into a little kid because of a experimental drug that was meant to kill him. And now he is trying to find the black organization to change him back to a teenage boy and take him down. Before they took him out, he was going to become involved with his childhood friend Rachel Moore, who is a karate expert and daughter of a washed out detective named Richard Moore, or private investigator. So when he turns into a little kid, he goes and lives with her to help Richard Moore gain fame and solve crimes so that he can get that much closer to the black organization to take him out. But the thing is, with this anime/manga series, we know for a fact from book 1, episode 1, that Jimmy and Rachel love each other. Like, they both express love towards each other. Like, actually explicitly express it, but they both don't know the other one likes them. Classic, right? But the thing is, it's so infuriating. They are both violently in love with each other. I mean, Rachel tells Jimmy, okay, sorry, Jimmy knows that Rachel likes her because Rachel told him while he was a kid. Do you see how infuriating this is? Like, they both... But the only reason why he's not getting with her is because he can't tell her that he's a little kid, because then the black organization will be coming for her and he won't get her into trouble, which is great. And I love him for it, because he's thinking out for her is he will not get involved with her until he turns back into a teenage guy. And it's so infuriating because it's just like, oh my gosh, Jimmy even wants to propose to her. Like, that's insane. Go show Ayoma, please make them get together already, because they deserve it.
I finally got the courage to tell you, Rachel. I love you.
I know it. I love you too. Jimmy,
Huh?
come on, it's our turn. You know, a special girl that you like.
No way! That's gross!
You won't always think so. In fact, there's a boy I like.
It's that boy you were looking for tonight, isn't it? You like Jimmy.
That's right.
Huh?
I know I shouldn't. I love him.
But before I get any more heated than I need to be, because Lord knows these topics heat me up, I gotta end it right there, because we got from number 10 all the way to number 1. It's been a beautiful romance with you guys. I love it when you watch my stuff and listen to me for 10 to 15 minutes of your day on Wednesdays and Fridays. Oh, it is beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching. You've been watching Nerdosity with your host, Tiger Cosplay. What up? Make sure you like and comment. Make sure you subscribe, because I make new videos every Wednesday and Friday, and bro, you wanna be there for that, man. This has been Nerdosity. Thank you so much for watching, Nerdians, and I will see you next time.